Outlining. Your pre-writing activities and readings have helped you gather information for your assignment. The more you sort through the pieces of information you found, the more you will begin to see the connections between them. Patterns and gaps may begin to stand out, but only when you start to organize your ideas, you'll be able to translate your raw insights into a form that will communicate meaning to your audience. Organizing ideas. When you write, you need to organize your ideas in order for it to make sense. The writing you complete in all your courses exposes how analytically and critically your mind works. So, in some courses, the only direct contact you may have with your instructor is through the assignments you write for the class. You can make a good impression by spending time ordering your ideas. Order refers to your choice of what to present first, second, and third, and so on in your writing. The order you pick closely relates to your purpose for writing that particular assignment. So here are methods of organizing your writing. The three common methods of organizing writing are chronological order, spatial order, and order of importance. However, you need to keep these methods of organization in mind as you plan how to arrange the information you have gathered into an outline. An outline is a written plan that serves as a skeleton for the paragraphs you write later. And when you draft paragraphs in the next stage of the writing process, you will add support to create flesh and muscle for your assignment. That would be writing a rough draft. So basically, after you create your outline, then when you write your rough draft, that's when you add more support to create flesh and muscle to your outline. When you write, your goal is not only to complete an assignment, but also write for specific purpose, perhaps to inform, to explain, to persuade, or for a combination of these purposes. Your purpose for writing should always be in the back of your mind because it will help you decide what pieces of information belong together and how you will order them. In other words, choose the order that will most effectively fit your purpose and support your main idea. Chronological order. To explain the history of an event, to tell a story or relate an experience, to explain how to do or make something, to explain the steps in a process. All of these are chronological order. Spatial order, to help readers visualize something as you want them to see it. To create a main impression using the senses, sight, touch, taste, smell, and sound. Order of importance, to persuade or convince, to rank items by their importance, benefit, or significance. Oh, and quiz alert, your quiz will ask you, what is the importance of chronological order? You have to memorize to explain the history of an event, to tell a story or relate an experience. And so you must memorize this box, basically. They're going to ask you, what's the importance of spatial order? What's the importance of the order of importance? And so on. So memorize this box for your test. Writing a thesis statement. One legitimate question readers always ask about a piece of writing is, what is the big idea? What's the main idea? Every nonfiction writing task, in other words, anything anybody writes, should have one big idea or one main idea. And so this one main idea or controlling idea that you want to present in an essay is expressed in a thesis statement. A thesis statement is often one sentence long, and it states your point of view. The thesis statement is not the topic of the writing, but rather what you have to say about that topic and what is important to tell readers. For an essay question on a test or a brief presentation, all you may need to prepare is a short, informal outline in which you jot down key ideas that you will present. This kind of essay, it's usually a topic essay, a topic outline. But for a much longer assignment, you'll most likely use a more formal outline. So before writing a major paper, as a way to be sure you are on the right track and are working in an organized manner, you would use more of a sentence outline. In other words, a formal outline is a detailed guide that shows how all your supporting ideas relate to each other. It helps you distinguish between ideas that are of equal importance and ones that are of lesser importance. You build your paper based on the framework created by the outline. Tip: instructors may also require you to submit an outline with your final draft to check the direction of the assignment and the topic of your logic of your final draft. If you are required to submit an outline with the final draft of a paper, remember to revise the outline to reflect any changes you made while writing the paper. There are two types of formal outline: the topic outline and the sentence outline. You format both types of outlines in the same way. Quiz alert. This is on your quiz. They will ask you questions. How do you format a formal outline? How are outlines, formatted? Place your introduction and thesis statement at the beginning under Roman numeral 1. Use Roman numerals 2, 3, 4, 5 to identify main points that develop the thesis statement. Use capital letters A, B, C, D to divide your main points into parts. Use Arabic numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you need to subdivide the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you use A, B, C's into smaller parts. End with a final Roman numeral expressing your idea for your conclusion. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so you're like, what does this mean? And this is what your outline should look like. And Roman numerals is this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and the V shape means 5. And then whatever you put the 1 here, 5 minus 1, that's 4, and then you have 5. So I remember learning that in elementary school. Anyway, was it second grade? So anyway, so this is an example of a traditional formal outline, and you have to memorize that for the test. In an outline, any supporting idea can be developed with subpoints. For simplicity, the model shows them only under one first main point. Formal outlines are often rigid in their organization. As many instructors will specify, you cannot subdivide one point if it is only one part. A topic outline means that you don't have complete sentences. You just list the topics of what it is going to be about. So that is a topic outline versus a sentence outline. I don't know if they give you an example. Yeah, here a sentence outline, you notice that you have complete sentences. Okay, you fill out your outline using complete sentences, while in a topic outline you fill out your outline with just topics, kind of like listing in a way. So this is kind of like when you do a topic outline, it's like a very fancy pre-writing listing kind of an activity. Okay, and then if this is the most complete, the sentence outline is the most complete outline, and I like using the sentence outline because then when I transfer this into rough draft, it's so much easier because all the sentences are already there. So I like using this kind of sentence outline rather than the topic outline. But topic outline is good for visualizing what you want to write ahead of time, similar to the idea map. Okay, and so key takeaways. Writers must put their ideas in order so the assignment makes sense. The most common orders are chronological order, spatial order, and order of importance. After gathering and evaluating information you found for your essay, the next step is to write a working or preliminary thesis statement. The working thesis statement expresses the main idea that you want to develop in the entire piece of writing. It can be modified as you continue the writing process. Effective writers prepare a formal outline to organize their main ideas and supporting details in the order they will be presented. A topic outline uses words and phrases to express the ideas. A sentence outline uses complete sentences to express, that's the one I like, the one with complete sentences, to express the ideas. The writer's thesis statement begins the outline and the outline ends with suggestions for the concluding paragraph. And so this ends this particular video on outlining. And so I hope, and the outlining is actually the last step of the pre-writing stage of the writing process, right before you get to the second stage, which is writing the rough draft, because that's the second stage. Is right after you do the outline, you transfer the outline into a rough draft. And then that third stage of the writing process, rewriting, in which you look over your paper first to make sure you have good essay structure, and then the last step is proofreading and editing, where you make sure you make no grammar mistakes, APA mistakes, punctuation mistakes. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at any time. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the Professor H Writing channel.